and welcome back to this week's Confidence Picks here for, what is it now, week 6 of the Big Ten season. I'm Steve Deace with Aaron McIntyre. Good to see you as always, brother, as we approach the halfway point of the season. Let's get an update on where things stand here heading into week 6.
No update, really. I mean, it was just a dead tie.
Wow.
We hit all of our confidence picks, missed both of our bonus picks. You said yesterday that you did Ohio State laying the number at Michigan State. It was actually Maryland, Indiana under 55 was your bonus pick.
Can I change it now?
Sure. I'm just going to permanently revoke your dude card for that. Man, going into the fourth quarter, I think we were at 45 points going into the fourth quarter, Ohio State at Michigan State. I thought, I got this in the bag. In fact, I think it was like 3 or 4 minutes left until the fourth quarter. And I thought, we got this in the bag. Nope, it stayed under 48 because both teams pulled their starters. So you still lead by 1 point, 474 points to 473.
Crazy. That is crazy. This many games.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Here's my picks for this week. All right, I'm putting it all on Penn State over UCLA. UCLA, man, they're not going to win many games, but they are racking up the frequent flyer mileage here in year 1 in the Big Ten Conference. No question about it. And they're going to get a taste of some whiteout action against Penn State, and I just think Penn State's going to overwhelm them. Good uniform game, though. I'm going next with Oregon over Michigan State. It has different shades of green, and I just think Oregon's just – I think they're just better at it, like every single position. Other than that, I think Sparty's got a wonderful singing voice in this one. I'm going to take Ohio State over Iowa. Not that it's just a bad matchup for Iowa. You're talking about a team that is extremely well balanced and has explosive playmakers. This is a team that is always tough for Iowa to get them to play in a phone booth, and I don't think they'll be able to do that on Saturday, especially in the shoe. And Cade McNamara, man, yeah.
Have you seen all these? Have you seen all these pictures of Cade McNamara? He doesn't throw with the laces.
Really?
Yeah. Now, when I was in 6th grade, when I first started like throwing the football around the backyard with my brothers, I wouldn't throw with the laces, and I could throw bombs, but that's with a tiny ball, in 6th grade. He doesn't throw with the laces. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen at this level.
Okay. I had not seen that. May explain an awful lot. I'm going to take Indiana over Northwestern, but again, that's the kind of game that in the last few decades we have seen Northwestern win more than once. I'm going to go with USC on the road against Minnesota. Just, isn't that a weird game?
Yep.
USC, Minnesota just sounds weird. Like they wouldn't even, I can't imagine USC would even schedule that in a non-conference, Nebraska at home against Rutgers, but just see this is the kind of game Nebraska has just lost a lot, and Shiano is going to bring them into a phone booth, no question. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to take Washington over Michigan. I'm actually more confident that Washington's going to win the game. There's just other games that in a straight up confidence pool, I just think are better odds. And Wisconsin and Purdue, like I said on Bigger 10, I just don't want anything to do with either one of these teams from a speculative standpoint. I have no idea. But just to show how confident I am that Washington is going to win, that is my bonus pick this week. It's a Steve Day special. Doesn't always play out. But every time I see Vegas has an unranked team favored at home over a ranked team, auto play for me every single time. And this is the rare time that it's a top 10 team underdog to an unranked team. So the Huskies, I guess, not even though only 3 of them were even playing in last January's national championship game. And Michigan wouldn't trade that for winning this game, of course. So some measure of revenge, I guess, for the Huskies. I think they'll win the game somewhere around 24-17, something like that.
All right, my picks. I've got Oregon over Michigan State in the 8th spot. Penn State over UCLA at the 7th spot. Indiana over Northwestern, although the more we talked about that yesterday on Bigger 10 and what you just pointed out a moment ago regarding Northwestern, this would be on brand for them coming off of a bye to just kind of spoil the, not spoil the entire season, but, spoil the hype train for Indiana at this point of the season. That would be on brand for them. I'm having a few extra doubts about that. I trust Purdue less than I trust Wisconsin. That's why I've got Wisconsin over Purdue in the 5 spot. At 4, I've got Ohio State over Iowa. I'm hedging a little bit here because maybe Iowa gives them their first real test of the season. Maybe some fluky things happen that, these are all maybes, just because I think this might be Ohio State's first real test of the year. I have major concerns about Iowa's secondary, major concerns about really Iowa's depth across the board. But I think maybe just because this is Ohio State's first test of the year, we think, I'm putting that at the 4 spot. This is kind of a high variance. If it goes kind of the way that that it should go. I mean, I could see Ohio State winning from anywhere from 17 to 31 points. It's kind of a medium variance game, but I don't think Ohio State should have too much of a problem. USC over Minnesota at the 3 spot. Kind of the same color schemes, aren't they? I mean, I guess USC's red is a little bit more bright than Minnesota's maroon, but USC over Minnesota, again, an odd game. Just one of those things. It's like, is this really a Big Ten game now? But yes, it is. And I think Minnesota, and I'll get to that in a little bit with my bonus pick. I think Minnesota could be able to move the ball a little bit. Number 2, I've got Rutgers over Nebraska. Rutgers over Nebraska, going on the road in the Memorial Stadium and upsetting Nebraska. I see Rutgers and Illinois as kind of similar teams. Rutgers can run the ball. Nebraska's got a pretty good defense. But I think Rutgers could just be able to hang around. And you know what that means? If you're hanging around with Nebraska, you're beating Nebraska. That's what it means. Take it to the bank. Number 1, I've got Michigan over Wisconsin. Not super confident in this, but I think Michigan figures out a way to get it done in Seattle on Saturday. My bonus pick, USC, Minnesota over 51.5. You saw USC struggle in the first half against Wisconsin. Wisconsin was able to take advantage. I think there could be some moments like this for Minnesota as well. If you want to take away a Pyrrhic victory from what they did at Michigan, is that, Michigan made some mistakes and Minnesota made them pay. So I think Minnesota should be, I don't want to say it's going to be back and forth, but I do think it could be something like 31 to 20, 35 to 20, something like that. So I'm going over 51.5 for USC, Minnesota with my bonus pick.
All right, so those are this week's picks. That a week from now, we'll be guaranteed to have us only separated by 1 or 2 points, regardless of what the end of these games. All right. All right. So that's going to do it for this week on the channel. Don't forget to like, rate, subscribe, 5-star review, share. Please do those things for us. And make sure to follow us on Twitter as well at Michigan Podcast and at Bigger10. Until the next time, for Aaron McIntyre, we'll see you right here on the channel next week. Enjoy the games.